we're back.
We're back. Hello.
Hello. So, hey, do you remember the time that I saved you? I saved your life.
You never
When
saved
you were a
me.
little girl, I did. We were outside playing, and you stood up on your tricycle.
Tricycle?
You stood up on your tricycle and reached for the lighter fluid and started drinking. It was on top of the barbecue.
Yeah, I heard about that. But you saved me? I thought Dad did.
Well, I ran in and got them. I ran into the house and I said, Lisa's drinking lighter fluid.
Why did you let me drink it?
I didn't let you. I turned and I looked, and all of a sudden I just seen you grab for it and drink. All happened at the same time. And I just, oh my gosh, and your face went,
Oh.
yeah. I didn't know what you were doing.
I didn't know all those details. I just know that.
Well, you were so little. But I did save you.
Was it like the eyes were rolling in her head?
It was horrible. Her face lit up red. Like, it probably just burned
You
immediately.
could have put her on fire.
She probably couldn't have. I know.
Was the fire going? Was there fire
No.
going?
So the barbecue was parked like next to the sliding glass door of the apartment that we lived in, and the lighter fluid was on top of the barbecue. And you stood on your tricycle. I remember.
I didn't have a tricycle.
I remember.
I
being
had a
tricycle.
tractor.
It was a tractor.
It was a tractor. Everybody else had little bikes and little pink streamers, and my dad got me
A tractor.
a tractor.
Well, you stood on it and grabbed for the lighter fluid. That's when I looked at you and saw that start to happen. Same apartment that Colleen walked through the glass door.
Oh,
Same
you girls.
place.
I am white haired.
You're white-haired for a reason, Mom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, how I heard it is that they rushed me to the hospital, which you would probably know more of. And didn't they say that she would never, like, that I burnt my throat or my cords or something?
I wasn't there. Your dad took you.
Oh, yeah, that's what I heard, is that I had burnt my vocal cords, and they told my dad that I would never be able to talk normal again. And I am a singer today.
Yeah.
So even God had his hand
Back
on
then.
us. How old was I?
4,
Yeah.
5.
You know, I just don't
Yeah.
remember. I just remember my tractor, but I don't remember all of that.
I remember it.
I don't remember
It was
that.
scary. I remember.
I don't remember Colleen walking through the glass door.
I remember that. Too.
I remember. I took her to.
I was right behind her.
Tried to take her to the hospital.
Why is it that you're always around
What
us?
happens?
When,
Colleen got hit by a car too, and I pushed her down the hill.
Oh no! Oh
Right?
my
I mean, you
gosh!
couldn't see the car.
Were you also around when the window fell out and Peggy had to catch it when we were all in there
Yes.
by ourselves?
Yes.
There's some. Ooh.
We were all there. We were all standing there. I think Colleen, Peggy, and me, because we heard a noise in the window, and we all screamed and ran out the door.
How old was Peggy?
Left Peggy holding the window.
Was somebody trying to break in? Were we all by ourselves?
Yeah, we were by ourselves, and it was in the alleyway, the window. And
Boy,
it was-
those were different times, though. I mean, this
Yeah.
was, if I was like 3, so this was like 55 years ago.
Long time.
I used to come home by myself from kindergarten and let myself in with a little key around my neck, and I would be there for probably not long. Colleen
Yeah.
always used to bring me a Chico stick. She always used to bring me a Chico stick every day. I remember that. And I would just sit there and watch TV and wait for everybody to come home. But I cannot even imagine at 5 years old
Leaving
having
your
my
kids now.
son. Oh no, JoJo. So yeah, times have changed.
It was a
lot.
different. It was a different time.
Different era.
Dad
Yeah.
and I were working, and you were supposed to come home and just sit and be good.
I was like 5.
I know, just
And we
sit
had the
and
dog.
be
We
good.
had Con, though.
You had the dog.
Oh, and the turtles, huh?
And the turtles. I was thinking about those turtles.
The turtles until I baked them. I didn't know. I just didn't want them to be cold. It was winter, and I thought I'd just warm up their bath. I didn't know that we were all going to come home and they were all going to be like, you know, that kind of freaked me out for a long time. That was kind of scary faces for those 4.
I'll tell you, with these 4 girls, you just never knew what they had gotten into. They all knew what they were supposed to be doing. Well, of course, now this one got on a bus after school and went on the wrong bus and went someplace
I was 5. 5. That's why you don't leave a 5-year-old.
Yeah, but the teacher was supposed to put you on the right bus.
I just know I was so scared, and everybody was gone, and I never thought I was going to see my family again. I was crying, and yeah, that was kind of traumatic PTSD. But God, He just had us all the time.
Yes, he does.
Those were fun times, though. I mean, those were really. I mean, I know that they were like little traumatic memories and stuff like that, but I had a great childhood. I think I'm pretty blessed with the family I have.
Getting back to Colleen going through the glass door.
Oh yes, let's go back there.
We were bringing in groceries, and with her little knee, I don't know what she did, but the glass fell out of the door, and there she was bleeding in the bathroom, and I went and got her, and I was taking her to the doctor's, and the guy next door said, "Can I carry her?" And I said, "No, I can take care of her." And I put her in the car and went down 2 or 3 blocks, and there was this clinic, and I parked the car right there in the middle of the street and got her out and got her they were closing up. I said, "No," and I got her in, and I put her down on the table, and I slid down the floor, and I was out like a light.
Passed out.
Yeah.
I was passed out.
That had to be horrible.
Yeah, you something about you when tragedy happens, your brain kind of goes somewhere else. You have like an out-of-body experience or something. I remember the time when
That's
we were
what you get from living in Brooklyn, New York.
Yeah, you had a hard life, most definitely. That's a whole other podcast. But I remember we were in Washington State and we were getting ready for a Christmas party, and I was driving and JoJo was in the back and my mom was in the front and my dad was sitting in the back with my son, and we were pulling up to a Fred Meyer's and I was getting ready. I mean, I literally had a big Christmas party the next day. And my mom gets out of the car, and I'm in the driver's seat just dropping them off, so engine's still running. And my mom gets out of the car, and she takes the car door and slams it, and my dad's fingers were still in the door. And my dad was like, Pat, open the door. And I'm looking at, and it wasn't registering, and I'm in the driver's seat, and JoJo was like, "Grandpa," I mean, JoJo even seen it, and then my dad goes, "Pat, open the door. Pat, open the door!" And my mom, she was like somewhere else, and I was like, "Oh my gosh!" I saw his fingers. I saw them, and I don't know how I flew over to come behind the wheel, and I unlatched it, and my dad takes his fingers, and they were just limp. And I was like, oh my gosh, you know how we all get that, oh my gosh. And my dad's holding his hand, and I go and I park the car real quick. Well, now everybody's starting to gather around Dad because other people had seen. And I can promise you, without being a doctor, that there was at least one broken, just because of the way that they were laying. And I was like, oh my gosh, and I ran into Fred Meyer's. I'm like, I need an ice pack. I need Tylenol. I mean, I was just freaking out. My dad was like kind of going into shock a little bit, his hand, but he was cool. He was cool. He said 3 times, "Pat, open the door. Pat, open the door. Pat, open the door." 3 times, and never said nothing after that. And I was like, "Mom," and my mom goes, "And we need some butter too." And I was like, "What is wrong? What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you?" I didn't understand that because of maybe your childhood, because of how you grew up, you kind of dissociated that kind of trauma. But she was like ready to go shopping, and here's my father just like going into shock. And so they came, and he sat down, and JoJo stayed with him, and they, the people in the store, the managers and stuff, they got them all hooked up, and Mom was just like, "Oh, and maybe we should get I was just like, what is going on? And my dad said to me, "Don't you yell at your mother. Don't you raise your voice to your mother." Because Dad knew, because of how you had to grow up and all of the crazy stuff that happened to you growing up, that he knew that you disassociated. Yeah. But I didn't know. I just thought you were just kind of crazy, just going shopping, and here you just, after you took your hand,
get back from the hospital. I'll be done with my grocery
but
shopping.
we did. We actually took him in. We took him in, and they looked at him, I think, and they gave, he was under ice packs and stuff, and he hadn't broken a thing. That,
God.
because we prayed. I remember we laid hands and we prayed in the name of Jesus. And my father went to that Christmas party. They were staying with me, and he was just fine. So, yeah, you went through a lot. But I had no idea. Now when things happen and you kind of come out of your body, I understand.
God has got me. He's got me. What can I say?
He's got us all. Anyways, we love you so much, and we pray for you, and we hope you are encouraged, and just know we're a crazy family, just like you. You guys have crazy family members too,
And a crazy mama.
and crazy
Crazy
sisters, and everything. We're just living this life with Jesus. So we just want to thank you again for tuning in, and we love you. Until next time.
Bye.
Bye.